Hello, this is Podcast Pete, and in the studio, I got Mitchell Patton, has the most incredible invention, technology advancing that our friends out there that believe that we can save water and conserve water and allow us to save a lot of money in the process, I think is a situation where we want more people to embrace and understand what we're doing. So, Mitchell, tell our viewers who you are, what you do, and who you serve.
Well, thanks for having me on the podcast today, Pete. I'm Mitchell Patton. I'm the owner of Systematic Water Solutions. We help multifamily properties nationwide save money by saving water. So if you have toilets, shower heads, and aerators, we can service you. So typically, we'll come into properties that are built before 1980 to early 2000s, and so on and so forth. And we will replace their fixtures with new low flow fixtures, which will save them money and increase their bottom line and then pay for themselves within 1 to 2 years, which is really extraordinary when it comes to a rapid return of your investment.
Yeah, I mean, when you this is a novice from the outside saying this. Everybody wants to know ROI, and I think when you look at something that can impact the bottom line, that does come up, and a lot of people say, well, yeah, 10 years you can get your money back. But let's walk through like an apartment built in 1975, and they're talking to you. What are they saying when you're having a conversation? Because the value proposition is off the chain.
Yeah.
But what are you when you're communicating with somebody, what would their objection be?
Yeah. So when everybody thinks of a toilet being installed, another toilet, right? So the thing is that you have to look at is the numbers of what you're currently using of your gallons per flush for that toilet, right? And then on top of that is, hey, where we come in and we show your cost savings with our new toilet, which is a zero point 0.8 gallons per flush. So when you do the math on how much water you're saving, that returns comes back into the amount that you're using per flush. So at the end of the day, when you start seeing those numbers and we show you the cost savings, it makes sense. As soon as we show you the numbers don't lie. And another big objection is that comes into play is the upfront cost. And what we have to tell them is that, hey, yeah, the upfront frost or the upfront cost are, very high, absolutely. But your return of your investment is so rapid that it makes sense for you to start seeing the savings the day one that we install. So from there, you'll have everything taken into place and your property value goes up, your return or your net operating income goes up the same month. And it just makes sense across the board for you to take care of this today instead of losing another dollar every single year, that compounds exponentially. So when you look at us coming in and take care of your property, you also have rebates that come into play. So some of that cost can be cut due to your municipalities of your water that will help you install these toilets. So they want companies and properties to make more money and to be also environmentally friendly as well. So that's definitely one of the biggest reasons that properties are able to, hey, we get the bigger picture once we break down and they take the time to learn about what we can do for them.
Right. That makes sense. And I think the person had shared with me, common sense is not always common practice. So you look at a situation like, let's drill it down to Overture, where we have, let's say we have 175 rooms. I don't know, give or take a few rooms. Okay. So I know that this place is 8 years old. So would that, an 8-year-old property, just guessing, like, because I know when I flush that toilet, that water is like, and the amount of vacuum, because I have to flush it sometimes twice.
Yeah.
And so that always bothered me where I'm calling maintenance and saying it's stopped up because the toilet tissue's in there and there wasn't enough force to pull it. Would what you're doing increase that pull too?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So, with the Niagara Stealth toilet that we use, it's got a vacuum system in place that is patented where no other company has anything in its, anything to compare to. So, what happens is that you have the tank right here, right? Oh, and you got the tank right here, and then underneath you've got the pipes that run down to the suction of the toilet
Mm-hmm.
where it disperses the water. So, while that tank is filling up with water, it's also pushing air down into the system to where it completely pulls. So it's a very efficient system to have one flush that will do the trick for all your types of needs, right? And the great thing is too is that with the maintenance of it, if anything happens, we haven't even encountered a problem with any kind of installs yet. So we haven't had any callbacks with any of our products being installed, but it's definitely going to be able to do the trick when it comes to taking care of, your one or two.
What about like, and my brain's just kind of going in this area. So you always have your builder quality stuff, whether it's carpet, paint, toilets. There's always, because I have a friend that's in the plumbing business, and he serviced new home construction, one of the largest builders in the country. And so there's a budget and there's a level of what they put in the average homes. Is this something that, and I don't know the answer, that's why I'm asking. Do you have relationships or want relationships with builders, or is that not something they would do because they don't get rewarded by putting in the best?
Yeah, the way I look at it is definitely we want to have a relationship with everyone and anyone in the community of home building or the multifamily space. So if we can educate at the end of the day, it's going to be, a win-win situation for us, for them, and the community and saving water. That is our main focus, but money comes with that. When it comes to home builders and construction companies, they're not necessarily thinking at that point water conservation. Like I said, most are just not aware of what they could be doing and could be saving. So
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10 times, even with this property being built 8 years ago, I bet that there's a 1.28 gallons per flush toilet or a 1.68 or 1.6 gallon per flush toilet. And it's just the space not being aware of what they could access. And that's where we've done the research to inform them that, hey, we have the best toilet on the market and it doesn't have as many maintenance requests that could come back,
Right.
along with taking care of everything on the first flush.
Do companies like this, like, would they test 25 toilets and then kind of see how it goes? Is that a common thing, or is that something that somebody might think about? And because, if you have 1 to 2 toilets per unit and you have all of them, the big get everybody to switch is harder than getting a test of a certain amount of toilets. Is that something that's within what you would do with a property like this?
So not necessarily, but what we will do is definitely send you over a toilet for you to install into your property, just so you know that it's comfortable. You see what it can do and its flushing capabilities, along with you might be able to put it in your house. So like if we were to meet with the property management, president or director of operations, and they wanted to test it out. The great thing is that you will be able to see savings in your home the first month. You'll see definitely, at least if you have two people in that residence, you might see about a $20 to $50 reduction in your water bill. And when you do that across 100 units to 200 units, the savings are exponential. So yeah, we will definitely send over some products for you to test. But you seeing it, any kind of savings in a property that you are taking care of the water bills,
Mm-hmm.
you might not see really, you're really not going to see anything because it's just one unit. And then from there, but when you do that across all levels of the property, you're going to see savings like you've never seen before.
Yeah, it was before I moved in, but they had a water issue here, and that a friend of mine was telling me about a resident. she's on a fixed income and she had $1,000 water bill. Now that's like
Wow.
a little bit hard for people on a fixed income, but they had a water problem here. Never heard the reason, but it caused many people to move out because they would look at this bill and they would go, and they know people move from a house to an apartment. They know what a bill is, a water bill is,
Yeah.
a sewer bill, and so all of a sudden you're seeing bills that don't make any sense. And so it literally sent people leaving the property. So I think water is one of those things that people definitely can relate to, that, and plus from a conservative, you're conserving water. We have a certain amount of water challenges around the world. So, being able to know that you're saving X amount of gallons of water on each unit
Yeah.
has to kind of help the people that really want to do a better job for the planet. What do you see, like when you're having conversations, do the people that are emotionally tied to water talk to you and connect with you more than if somebody's just a dollar and cents person? Or talk me through that. I'm just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. When you start to do your research on a property management company and you see what their values are, that's where you can really kind of get a detail or a little bit of information about how they are as a person and what kind of, routes that you can kind of approach with them. And 9 out of the 10 times, they want to make sure that their residents are happy, taken care of, and then that everyone is winning with happy or, retaining tenants along with making money.
Mm-hmm.
And that just ties in together of making sure that, hey, we're not really in this for the money, but yes, we are, because if we're taking care of our tenants, the satisfaction is going to come into referrals, lower water bills, you have savings more.
Totally.
And, everything just ties in together.
What would you say, like, if you had a magic wand and like you could like put that magic wand out there, who would be the type of people that you would be wanting to talk to? Like, what type of people out there in the marketplace have you seen the best reception of your concept and idea?
Yeah, kind of the way I'm looking for when it comes to a prospect is somebody that's really understanding of making sure that their resident comes first. That's where we come in and that you guys come first, and we want to educate. We want you to take the time to see what we can do for you, whether you work with us or not, because we want everybody to win. As long as you're making your residents happy and you're saving them money, they're going to continue to work, do business with you and stay at your properties. And, somebody that's also has the values of, community centric, tendencies. So they're always trying to serve their community and make every, place a better place.
Mm-hmm. That's, would you say too, that if you had to spend, if you look at your time available to tell your story, where would you want that story to resonate? Would it be the new builder market, the apartment market? What area would you focus your time and effort on?
Yeah, the apartment market. There's just a lot of properties that you see, that I see on LinkedIn that are value added properties. And, a lot of them are older properties that are, in the sense of pretty much you have to do renovations to help them. And that's where we want to come in and take care of those properties along with student housing. There's a lot of community or a lot of colleges that are taking care of their students that are outdated. And, at the end of the day, your utilities are probably going to be included into those type of residencies.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, student housing and apartment complexes primarily.
Okay. I want our viewers out there that, are listening, if you know of people in the apartment market that would be open to ideas that can save both the the financial resources and the water, get a hold of us or share this episode with them, because in anything, information is powerful, but apply it to something where we can take people in our community and say, hey, Mitchell, I want you to be introduced to this person with this apartment because this person said this about saving money and water and really likes new technology. Because the early adopters are, early adopters. Some people wait until it's an absolute so obvious, but there are people that think like an early adopter. So I want our audience just to think of people that would be receptive to this concept and get a hold of Patton. I mean, Mitchell, Mr. Patton. We'll call you. We'll call you. Who's the guy? Patton, George Patton. Yeah, we'll call you the general.
There we go.
The general of water and water and savings. So, what would you tell our viewers? How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me to my mobile at 678-849-1692, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or just give us a shout to Pete, and we'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, we definitely do that, and we're going to have Mitchell back on a regular basis, so you can really be able to understand more and more about areas that you can impact your local area and a bigger footprint, which is when you look around the country, being able to save water and money. That's two pretty powerful things that you want to make an impact on. So I want to thank you, Mitchell, for coming to us in your studio. And what would you want the one thing for our viewers to take home from our podcast today?
Yeah, so I just want you to take in that we are here to help you and to not sell you. We just want to help make you, make an educated decision on putting money back into your pockets and increasing your residencies or your residents' satisfaction on their properties.
Awesome. I want to thank you so much. We appreciate it. And put your comments in the comment section or get a hold of Mitchell if you want to get his information in your hands to be able to impact your property. Thank you so much, Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you.